Hello, my name is Mandy. I am with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is Smart Plans Overview. If you're here with me live, just like I just shared, you can definitely drop any questions in the chat. I'll be happy to help get those answered for you either in real time or just after class ends. And if you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us via email, and our email address is support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help. So, what is a smart plan? Smart Plan lives over here in your command. It's over here on the left-hand side, fourth icon down, which, by the way, if you haven't gotten familiar with the icons yet, you can always click that red square at the top to pop the names out and click it again to close it if you want to. But Smart Plans live right here, fourth icon down. These are really robust systems. It's some great automation in your command. It can do things like send out bulk text. It can send out bulk emails. It can help create task reminders for you, the agent, and also call reminders as well. There's another feature where it can actually start itself or start the contacts on a whole additional smart plan after it finishes one smart plan. It's just a lot of goodness. And I'm going to jump into that with you today and show you that in detail. But I do first want to contrast this with our campaigns tab. Right here in command is also like a little megaphone or bullhorn, whichever you prefer to call it. And that's for campaigns. And there is a feature in the campaigns that will do email campaigns. That's also bulk emails. However, it's more of like a one and done kind of thing. Think about like an event, a just listed, an open house, something you would be sending out one time in your emails and then you're done. That's great for campaigns. But think for smart plans, something that you kind of want on repeat, maybe like an introduction email about yourself, something that would go out to new leads if you haven't gotten to call them yet. But a little introduction email, hey, this is so and so. I'll be calling you soon. But in the meantime, here's a link to my app. Something that you don't want to have to type 1.5 million times every single time you need to send it out. So, with smart plans, it's more of a repetitiveness and also something that would nurture your database over and over again. So you build it, set it up, let it go, and it's automated and it just does the heavy lifting for you while you're out holding appointments. So that is technically what a smart plan is. And I'll show you how to create those today from scratch. And then also a library full of smart plans that are already created for you that you don't have to recreate the wheel on your own and you can just plug and play. So lots of things to show you today. Let's first look at some prep work before getting started on your smart plans in command. There's just a few things you want to kind of eyeball and make sure it's set up correctly in the way that you want it in command. Because once you start activating smart plans, marketing will start going out to your contacts, and you just want to make sure that it's right. So, right up here in the top right, we're going to click on your name in command and go down to settings and just check a few settings here. The first stop will be all the way at the bottom and it's command email. This is what command uses to send out bulk emails through smart plans. You already get 5,000 free sends a month within command. However, if you find that Smart Plans is really bringing you a great return or you're working with a larger database, you may want to consider upgrading the subscription. You can always do that. Again, the first 5,000 are free. But if you want to increase it, you can come right here to click Manage and then go to Manage Subscription right here. So when you come to manage your subscription right here, you can go ahead and view the different options. They're relatively cheap, really priced well, I feel like, but you can come here and manage that if you want. Another thing to check right underneath this tab is down here for email configuration. You'll want to make sure that the name you want to appear on the outgoing emails is typed correctly right here. So you can come in and type it just like you want. It may have already populated from one of your profiles within command, and that's fine too. But if you want to change it, maybe you have a nickname or a team name that you would rather it go out under, you can always put your cursor in that field and change it. Next is the reply to email. This actually is not looking correct, guys. Okay, so normally and hopefully in your command, you will have a little dial right here that says how many emails you've sent a month and how many you have left. And then down here under the reply to email, you should already have some emails listed here that you get to choose from that should be pulling from your command profiles. Again, our account is a demo account, and sometimes when KW pushes through updates, ours looks a little funky. So today, it looks a little weird. So you can always add an email right here that you would want to be the reply to email after a mass email goes out from your smart plans. When you're sending out smart plans and it has a bulk email step included, it actually sends out from a very unique email address. And the reason why is number one, it helps protect your KW email account from closing because Google thinks you're spamming people. So that's one big benefit. And it also can help you land in people's inboxes better instead of going directly to their spam folder. So just going to show you a sample of a smart plan really quick right here on your screen to show you what I mean by it goes out from a specific email address. See this email address right here? You have a unique email address just like this that ends in @mailer.kw.com. That's the email it will come from, but you get to control the name that it shows being sent from, and also when a consumer replies to one of your outgoing emails, where does the email go? You control the inbox that receives it, okay? So those are the two things we're just checking right here. I'm going to come down again to Command Mail, Manage, and come down to the bottom and just make sure again that your information is showing correctly here. And when you're done entering it, just make sure to click Save. And I'm going to enter mine again just to make sure that this little guy is working today. Interesting. He's going to reset. Okay, so this is a glitch on ours, guys. Hopefully you're not seeing this in your account. If you are, feel free to send it to us and we'll have somebody in our team look into that for you and help get it resolved. But we'll just pretend today that it saved our name and our email configuration and click save when you're done. Okay, and that is going to help make sure that your smart plans are gonna, any reply to them is going to come to the right inbox. Okay. All right. So that was first thing in our prep work to make sure that you're setting up correctly. The second, I just want to show you this Twilio that's down here on your command. Twilio is optional. You do not have to purchase a subscription from Twilio. However, for your smart plans to text bulk texts out on your behalf automatically, you do need to have a Twilio subscription. If you do not have a Twilio subscription, there is a way to still use a smart plan that may have a text step in it. However, instead of it sending out the text in bulk automatically on your behalf, in that case, it will actually just create a task reminder for you, the agent, so that you can manually send that task from your own mobile phone. Okay. So again, Twilio is not mandatory, but highly recommended. And you would come right here to subscribe in the marketplace to get one of those subscriptions if you want to leverage bulk texting from your command account. Third, your marketing profile. We'll just want to make sure that your information is correct, and your marketing profile used to be back here in settings, but it has recently moved. Now you can find it under your websites tab right here to the left. Come on, little guy. Let me just hit refresh, guys. Sorry about this. I wonder if Command is going through updates while we're having class. That's going to be fun. All right, go again. All right, guys, give me 2 shakes here. We're going to go ahead and try again on a different browser just to get this up and running for us so that we can go ahead and proceed with class. I appreciate your patience. Going to check with our team here just to see if command is down. No worries. Ah, here we go. We get the sign in fixed, and we might be in business, guys. All right. It's looking up. Let's see if we can get in. All right. Woo. Okay. As I was saying, your marketing profile, you want to make sure it's set up correctly. That is the bank of data that actually goes out on your marketing whenever you do any kind of marketing in command. So it's always just a good idea to make sure it's exactly like you want it to be. And you can get there by going to your websites over here in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, good. And then over here on the far right, manage settings. And then from right here, guys, you'll just want to click through on the left-hand side and make sure all of your details are exactly as you want them to be before creating a smart plan. That way you know that your marketing is correct, like all your contact information, photos, your details, things like that. And after you update each one of these tabs, if you need to, just make sure you click save on each tab, not when you get done completely. Okay. And last but not least, there's some other smart plan settings for your time and your date that you'll just want to make sure is accurate for your time zone. That lives back under settings where we just were. So let's come over here to the right and go to settings right here. Yes, Alyssa, you can. In fact, there's a couple of places that you'll want to make sure that your headshot is updated. And it's also on your My Profile and Marketing profile. We have a tip video that can show you how to do that, or you can just send it to us. And when you send it to us, we can actually get it updated for you. Okay? All right. And so right here in settings, over on the left-hand side, you can click Command Settings and Smart Plans, and then time and date right here. Right here, you'll just want to make sure that your settings are correct for your time zone. Right up here at the top, you'll want to choose that from the drop-down menu. Make sure to save changes after you do. And this is because there is a TCPA, and so it's basically a Telephone Consumer Protection Act. And it makes sure that texts are only sent out between the window of 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. for your time zone. Setting this will help that work. Hopefully, your command will not send out a text outside of that window. Also, there's now new text date restrictions in particular states. Particular states that are listed here have decided that text messages cannot be sent on specific federal holidays and sometimes Sundays. And so, if you know for sure that your database is particularly from any of these states, you can go ahead and click yes here, choose which state, and then you can actually see when the text will be restricted. Now, your system will automatically do this for you as far as the restricting the text. If you start a smart plan and the text is supposed to go out automatically on a Sunday, Command will actually hold those texts and send them out the next unrestricted date. Okay, but if you think for any possible reason that you have people in your database that are from any of those states, but you're just not sure, you can always click unknown and it will go ahead and restrict on the federal holidays and Sundays just to keep you covered. Okay. And again, details are right here. Make sure to click save when you're done setting those up. All right. That is it for the pre or prep work for a smart plan. Let's go over here to the Smart Plans tab now and just do some general navigation so you know where everything lives. And then I'll jump in and show you how to actually start building a smart plan from scratch. Again, this is the more involved way, but I want you to learn all the building blocks that you have, and it'll make a lot more sense once you see it built from the ground up. And then towards the end of class, I'll show you your library of smart plans that are already created, and you can just go ahead and plug and play. Okay. So right here on your Smart Plans tab, you'll notice two tabs right up here at the tippy top. My Smart Plans, those are the ones that you've either created yourself or you've already downloaded from the library. And that way they show right here in this chart form, which I'll go through this with you in just a second. But that library where the pre-made smart plans are, that lives right here, and we'll deep dive into that shortly. Over here in the top right, typical to Command, you have an action button over here in the far right, and this is where you can come and create custom smart plans. We'll do that in just a second. You always have a search bar here that if you need to search through these smart plans that you've created or downloaded, you can to make it a little easier on yourself. And you'll notice this big blue box in the middle. It's because we do not have that Twilio subscription that would allow for mass texting through our command. Again, it's optional, guys, but if you want your system to automatically send those texts out instead of you manually having to send them out, you can subscribe to Twilio. You can X this, but the blue box will return. It's never ending. Um, good luck. Down here at the bottom where the chart is, again, these are your people plans or your smart plans. We think eventually that there will be opportunity plans, automated plans based on your opportunities. They have not been launched yet by KW, but we think that's why they've got them listed as people plans instead of just plain old smart plans. When you do publish your own smart plans, you can publish them to the library right here to share them with other KW associates. If you do that, this is where they'll live right back here. So you can go back and make edits or unpublish them, whatever you want to do. But for your smart plans that you've created or that you've downloaded, you will see them in this chart. Keep those questions coming, guys. I'm going to answer them at the end of class if that's okay. We lost a little time this morning or this afternoon just because command was glitching out. So I'm just going to power through, but keep those questions coming in the chat, guys. Appreciate it. And I'll get to them before we leave for sure. Right here on the left-hand side, you'll see the name of the smart plan. Okay. You even have an arrow right here that if you want to expand it and kind of see what that smart plan does, like a little preview, you can do that. You can see here, there's only one step included in this particular smart plan, and it's just to send an email out. You can minimize that. The next column is contacts. So if a smart plan is just sitting here and it doesn't show any contacts on it, it's inactive. It's just a bump on a pickle. It's just sitting here. It's not doing a thing. But you activate it by adding contacts to the smart plan. When you activate it, it begins working through each step each day in that smart plan for those contacts. You can add more contacts at any time to a smart plan. It won't start them in the middle of a smart plan or late. They won't miss anything. Those contacts will start on day one for that smart plan. So you can see here that this smart plan is activated and you have a little eyeball. You can click it and see who is actually on this smart plan. There you go. And you can also add contacts to the smart plans here as well over here in the far right. There's a way that you can add them in bulk. It's a little easier. I'll show you before the end of class. If you use this button over here, excuse me, it will only let you add 20 at a time. And the next columns are pretty self-explanatory. This is when the smart plan was created. This is how long it runs for, the duration. So this means that that smart plan will run for 40 days and it may repeat or it may end. But the total touches, that's how many times your consumer is directly interacted with, receives an email, receives a phone call, things like that. And again, you have action buttons over here. That pencil means that you can edit this smart plan. And then you have those ellipses that give you a little more options over here as well. Okay. That's kind of a general overview of navigation that's here. Let's go ahead and jump in and build that custom smart plan together so things will make a little more sense when it comes to me saying things like steps. So over here in the top right, we're going to click Create. We'll go ahead and start us a demo for today. So here's a general layout when you're looking in a smart plan. On the left-hand side, you'll see what I call building blocks. They're also known as steps. We'll take these little guys and start building our smart plan. And I'll go through each one with you so that you can see what each one does. And then underneath this, at a later time, just make sure to circle back to this. There's some tips and compliance over here on the left-hand side that's super handy. So if you've never read through that, definitely revisit that. In the middle, it's kind of like a timeline, a vertical timeline. This is our smart plan that we are building. We will be adding days and adding steps down the center of your screen. And on the right-hand side, while there's other details that show right now and other options that we'll kind of look at in a minute, this side will change and be where you make edits to those steps that you're adding. Okay. So let's just go ahead and start adding. Let's say on our smart plan, it's day one. Okay. What do you want to happen on day one on your smart plan? Let's look at the email first because that's probably what will be used most. And all you do is just drag and drop your step right into the center of the screen on the day that you want it to happen. Now notice the right-hand side of our screen did change. It's now showing the ability to edit that particular step. With emails, there's actually two different types of emails that a smart plan can send out. There's a simple one and a designs one. Simple, it's self-explanatory. It's literally going to just be the text that you enter right here in this email. No pictures, no automatic email signature, nothing like that. It's literally just what you enter into these fields. Okay. And then for the email content, you do have a little bit of options when it comes to font and stylization. You can also add merge tags. So let's say you want to include your consumer's name. You do have that option. So you can build it to make sure that it's still personal. And then at the bottom, just remember your email signature is not automatic on a simple email. You'll want to make sure you include your information. And you can also use the merge tags for yourself as well. So you can include your first name and your last name, and then like your app link. But notice it doesn't include things like your phone number. So you may want to make sure that you've manually typed that in. Okay. You can add hyperlinks if you'd like, but that's about as fancy as it gets with a simple email. The benefit of these guys is sometimes consumers are more likely to read these because it looks like a personal email from you and not spam. Sometimes when you send the full graphic designs email, people open it and immediately delete it, right? So there's definitely a benefit to forming simple emails in these smart plans. If you scroll down to the bottom, typically you would be able to schedule the time of day these go out, and I'll show you that feature on a different step. But because this is day one, that means the first step on a smart plan for day one will trigger immediately as soon as you add that contact to the smart plan. So that's why the option to schedule this on the day one is not there. It just will go out immediately. Okay. The only thing that won't go out immediately on a day one would be a text because remember, we're restricted to 8 a.m. to 8 p. in your time zone. So texts won't go out immediately, but emails will. Okay. So we'll just go ahead and add this step. And there it is on our day one. Now, I do want to show you the difference between a simple email and a designs email. So I'm going to show you this step again, but let's go ahead and add a day. So if day one an email's going out, maybe we want to wait a week before we send another email. So right here, you can actually decide how many days this next step will be. So we'll say wait 7 days and it moves it to day 8. So on day 8, another week away, we'll just send another email. Just drag and drop him there. And now our edit box opens again. Let's look at the designs options. With the design, you do still have to enter a subject line. However, you then choose from your already edited email designs in your Command Designs tab. So if you're wanting to use a very graphic email, video links, pictures, listings, market snapshot, automated email signature, all the things, you'll want to go to your Command Designs and create that or edit one of the free templates. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like when we try to add the design to the Smart Plan email. We'll select design and it will show you the email templates that you have already edited. Okay, so if you come to the screen and don't see anything, don't panic. It just means you need to go to designs and edit one or create one. And so we'll just go ahead and grab our August newsletter here. And when you click it, it will show it to you one more time, just so that you can go ahead and make sure there's no last minute edits that you want to make. You can always choose options in preview just to see what it's going to look like. Okay. Click X and just save and close when you're ready. And now that design is added here to our email design, and that's what will go out in the email. If you scroll down, now you have the option to choose the time of day that that particular email goes out because it's day 8. So it's not an immediate action. And you get to choose when the email goes out. So we'll just go ahead and choose a time and do add step. And that is how you would send bulk emails out through your Smart Plan. Next, let's look at the task up here at the top. I'm just going to go ahead and add this to our day 1 right here. But again, you can add as many days as you want. You can add multiple steps on the same day. You can build this out as long as you want. Remember the duration? That duration can go as long as 365 days. So you can build a smart plan that would last a whole year, and then you can actually set it to repeat, and so you never have to revisit it. So it's really handy. Over here on the far right, for that create a task step, it's very similar, actually identical, to when you create tasks in your Command or your Command mobile app anyway. So you would name your task. So we'll say call. You can use your merge tags so that when the task is created, it actually has the person's name in the task name so that you can easily glance at it and know exactly what you're doing. You can mark it as a touch task. Remember, that means that you're making direct contact with that consumer. So I'm actually going to make this find this person on social because I'll do a call later. So find this person on social. Mark it as a touch task if you're going to be making direct contact with that person. So if you're going to send them a message, then definitely mark it as a touch task. But if it's just something internal to you, something that you need to research or find out, then you would not make it a touch task. A touch task, again, will also help you when marking it complete. It would make an activity log in that contact's timeline saying you made contact with them. Okay. So just make sure it's marked as a touch task accordingly. And then you can put your description here. And you can also use your merge tags here as well if you like need their email or their phone number to help you find them on social. You can also include a hyperlink if you need it for you. And you can choose your priority level for the tasks. So we'll mark this as pretty much high since it's day 1 and we want to make sure we're making contact. You can also schedule when it's due. So when that task is due, we'll just say, got 1 day to do it. And you can make it due all day, or let's say you know that you really like to be out of the office in the mornings, no later than 11. 11, you like to hit the ground running and be in the field, be in appointments. So you can actually set this to be due before then so that you know you get to it. All right. And down here at the bottom, again, it's on day one, so it's going to be immediate. But if we chose like day 8 for it, then it should allow me to schedule that. We're going to put day 1. So we'll go ahead and put day 1 and it will start triggering immediately and we can do add step. That's what a task step looks like. Notice that they have the 6 dots on the sides, guys. You can come in and move these around as you need to. You don't have to delete and recreate them, okay? The make a call is going to be extremely similar to your create a task. Let me show you. It's literally the same fields. The difference is when you mark a call task complete. When you mark a call task complete, it will actually give you a pop-up menu for you to choose what happened. Did you make connection? Did you get an answering machine? Did you guys, or did you have to, let's see, no answer, left a message, or you actually made connection? And if you made connection or left a message, it gives you a description box so that you can put notes in. And that will save to that contact's timeline in your command contact so that you'll have it for future information. And it also marks it as an activity with that contact. So you can come in here, use your merge tags as well. Again, it looks very similar to your task. In your description, you can add in their phone number. This will all automatically populate based on the contacts that you've added to the Smart Plan. Add a hyperlink if you need it. Do your priority level. Choose when it's due. And then you can schedule, again, when this actually will trigger. So if you know in the morning is when you actually are in your office doing your lead gen or your follow-up, you can go ahead and make this schedule super early so it's there and ready, depending on when you get to your office, and just click Add Step. Okay. Next, let's go ahead and come down and let's look at the text option. So we'll add a day. We'll say, let's wait another week. Apply. So on day 15, we'll send text. And this gives you options for texting. Now, remember, if you don't have a Twilio subscription, what this is actually going to do is just create a text task for you. So either in your command mobile or your desktop command, you will have a task that is telling you to use your own personal mobile device to manually send a text to this person. Okay. This is what it would look like if you did that. Create a task. It's going to be the same fields we just filled out for a text task. You would fill that in, maybe put the body of your text that you want to send here and add step. But if you have a Twilio subscription, you can come right here to send an automated text, and it gives you 2 text types that you can do. One is static. Okay, that means you build a text right here like, hi, let's do our consumer's name. Wanted to check in, have time to chat about. And then once you build your text out right here, the static means that every time this consumer moves through this smart plan, they will get this one text every time, okay? But there's a dynamic option. Dynamic will let you sit here and create up to 6 texts over here on the right-hand side. And each time that consumer moves through this smart plan, let's say it's a 30-day smart plan, or let's do 90, a 90-day smart plan. That means every quarter, that person would get a different text each time. It takes the edge off it being a little robotic, makes it a little more personal, and starts a new conversation each quarter. So this is something that you can come in and play with if you want. Again, you can build out 6 texts. This does require a Twilio subscription. You can use merge tags and emojis. There is a way you can paste hyperlinks or type them out in these if you want as well, even though there's not a hyperlink option. And then come down to the bottom and you would schedule when these would go out. Now, look, the times are a little different. Again, for text, you're limited to 8A to 8P, but you can go ahead and determine when those texts would go out and add step. Okay. Now we have no Twilio subscription, so that's why you're seeing the big red box. But we're going to go ahead and add the step. Even though it allowed us to add it when the smart plan gets triggered, again, that will actually automatically convert to a text task. Okay. So we'll have to manually send it out since the system can't automatically send it out. All right. And last but not least, add to a smart plan. So I'm going to add that to our last little day here. And what this is we can actually choose from other smart plans that we have, and that contact will roll over and start on that new smart plan. So that's an option if you want to have it there, and you can schedule when it happens. So we'll just choose another. We'll say they'll start receiving our newsletter or something like that. Let's do a different one actually. We'll just grab a demo and add step. And now it will trigger a new smart plan for them. And you have an option to repeat this smart plan. If you want it to repeat, make sure to wait a couple of days. Remember, our step one has a task and an email, and our last day has a text. So if you're going to add a repeat, you want to make sure that it's not spamming them back to back. Okay. Like if your last step had an email, your first step has an email. If you don't add a buffer in here before your repeat, it will email them one day after the other. Okay. So we'll just add a little 5 day or 1 week repeat window and have it repeat unlimited number of times and add repeat. Okay. That's how you build a smart plan. And those are all the different building blocks that you can have in here to get them automated and start nurturing your database. I want to show you something over here on the right-hand side too. At any point, if you need to come in and edit, you can just click these and notice that your edit block opens over here on the right, and you can click a pencil to edit or a trash can to delete them. If I click off any of the steps, the smart plan details are over here on the right, and this is where you can come in and like change the name of it, change how many times it repeats. Also, let's visit the auto add and remove rules. Now, let me hit save because it's not going to let me show you these until it's saved. There we go. Definitely recommend saving your plan too. If you're building out a smart plan, hit save often, very often. You don't want to lose all the work. And so right here, you have triggered tags. Now, you know the tags that you can put on contacts to keep them organized, right? In your command contacts. Well, you can take one of those tags and add it as a trigger on this smart plan so that any future contact that you add that particular tag to, it will auto start them on this smart plan without you having to manually add them. You can add up to 10 trigger tags on a smart plan at a time. It does not apply to any contacts that currently have that tag, but it will apply to contacts you add that tag to in the future. Okay. If contacts already have that tag before you add it as a trigger, you can just manually add them to the smart plan. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just 2 shakes. Okay. But right here, you can add trigger tags, choose the tags out of your database that you want to have added as a trigger. And again, you can do up to 10 and then add triggers. And here they are. Okay. Down here, you also have some remove options. Like if that contact replies to an email from this smart plan or they reply to one of the automated texts, then it can automatically remove them from the smart plan since you're starting that direct conversation and maybe you don't want your smart plan to continue to nurture them and you want to take it more personal on your personal device, you can do that. Okay. So you can choose one, all, okay, one or all, I should say. I'm going to remove these triggers so that we don't accidentally start anybody on our thing. There we go. And down here at the bottom, you do have the option to add contacts. Again, choosing this option allows you to add up to 20 at a time. There's a better and more efficient way to do it. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're just going to go ahead and save our smart plan. X to close. Now remember, it'll sit down here all day long like a bump on a pickle, not doing anything because we don't have any contacts on it. But To add contacts, it will activate it, means those contacts start rolling through that smart plan. And the easiest way to do that in bulk is to come over here to your contacts and command. Bless it. It is slow as Christmas today, isn't it? And then right here, you can use your filters to make sure you're viewing the contacts that you want to add to the smart plan. Come down here, make sure you're viewing up to 500 at a time. Okay. Select all. Or, I mean, if you just want to grab a couple, one or some, that's fine too. It will work that way, but I'm going to select all. And then come right down here to the bottom right and choose Add to Smart Plan. This will allow you to choose the smart plan you want to add them to. So we're going to choose Select. And this lets you know which consumers actually are missing a piece of information. Remember, our smart plan had a text, it had an email, and it had a call reminder. So that means that these contacts need to have a primary phone number and a primary email address on their contact profile. This is letting me know some of them are missing information, so I have a choice to make. Okay. I can go ahead and cancel and just start over and choose to omit them from the plan, or I can add them to the plan anyway, and they will at least get the steps that they have that piece of information for. So if they have an email, they'll get the email, but not the phone call, and vice versa. You make the decision for your database, and we're going to add to plan. And right here is what it looks like when you schedule a smart plan. You have three options. Number one, you can start them all right now. The thing to keep in mind with that is if you're starting a large database, or even let's just say 500 on a smart plan all at once, and it has a task or a call reminder for you, the agent, you just inundated yourself tomorrow because you're going to come into 500 call reminders that you're not going to get to, and you're constantly going to feel bad about, and you're going to be swamped. So don't do it. If you're working with that many, or it's a smart plan that has the task reminders for you, the agent, Stagger Start may be a better option for you. This is where you get to choose how many contacts are added today, and then the next day, the next day, the next day, until it gets to the total number that you tried to add, like maybe 20 a day or 10 a day. You know your workload and how much you can actually get done, how many phone calls you can hammer out. So just make a choice based on your business and your workload, how many contacts you want to be added per day, and it will add them in increments until it reaches the max. Okay, that way you're not overloaded with task reminders or call reminders. The second option is start on a specific date, and you can choose from the calendar here. There we go. Choose from the calendar when it will be started. Okay, so you just make the choice for you. Make sure to say that you have read the TCPA disclaimer that's right here. It does give you another heads up and disclaimer here. If it's your first time setting up a smart plan, make sure to read these and click confirm. And now that smart plan will be scheduled to go out. You would have done it to up to 500 contacts on this page. So then you can click this next arrow for the page and move over to the next 500 in your database, select all, and repeatedly schedule them on that smart plan. Okay. If you're ever wondering what smart plans that your contacts are on, you can always click into the contact profile and come to the Smart Plans tab, and it will show you which smart plans that they have either scheduled or ongoing. Okay. And you can also remove them right here if you want. That's how you would remove an individual contact from a smart plan. Or you can always come back to your Smart Plans tab if you want to remove the contacts. Removing the contacts deactivates the smart plan. It stops it. Okay. So if you notice some information going out that you're not happy with, or it's going to the wrong person, to stop it, you'll deactivate it by removing the contacts. And you can do that right here under your Smart Plans tab. Click on the eyeball, and then you can remove all here, or just select the ones that you want to remove. Okay. We'll go ahead and remove all. And now there's no contacts on it, so it's deactivated again and not doing a thing. Okay. And so From here, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the library with our last couple of minutes here. I do want to show you where smart plans are already located that you can go ahead and grab. I'm going to highlight a few to you. I do want you to have this disclaimer though. Whenever you go in the library, these smart plans have been published by other KW associates and staff and KW themselves. Sometimes there's a mistake. Sometimes there's also branding from that associate on that smart plan. So even though you can download them and use them for your database, we highly recommend you go through them with a fine-tooth comb first. Make sure you're bringing them out here, downloading them, click the edit pencil to jump in and look at them. And also add yourself to that smart plan first if you want to, just so you can see what exactly is going out and to make sure the branding is completely all you. Okay. So right here, let's go to the library. Left, you have your search bar. You can actually search for smart plans by their name, author name, or description, maybe like what you're trying to figure out what you want to do, like a monthly call plan. And then you do have filters to help you find different types of smart plans as well. Duration, how many times the consumer is touched, how many downloads it's had, and what it's been rated. Maybe you only want 5 stars, or maybe you want something that hasn't been rated at all and hasn't had any downloads. There's some options here. What you're seeing on your screen here, these are all smart plans. They're listed horizontally. Notice the arrows go horizontally here, okay? But the page will also scroll down. So you have featured, okay? And so, Alyssa, yeah, there's multiple ways to remove and add for sure. And there's tip videos on our YouTube channel as well that can show you in detail. But in Command, there's multiple ways to do the same thing, just for convenience for you, the agent. So right here is a featured section. There's 8. So you can scroll through those. The name of the smart plans listed here at the top. The duration is right here. The touches to the right of that. It gives you a blurb about what this smart plan does, how many times it's been downloaded, the rating so far, 61, 4.5 stars. And then you have the publisher's name, excuse me, the author's name. And you can also preview the steps in that smart plan as well. And so this one, monthly call plan, day 1, it's giving you a call reminder. It's due immediately. It includes merge tags to show you the contact's first name, last name, and phone number. And then after 31 days, it repeats so that you get to call everybody in your database once a month or all the contacts you've added to that smart plan. If you like this and you want this smart plan and you want to use it, you would just click Add Smart Plan. And it will ask you, this one actually starts a smart plan on another smart plan. And so it's just letting you know you need to download both. We already have them in our My Smart Plans tab. So my download button is grayed out. But if you don't have them yet, you can go ahead and click download and it would add it over to your My Smart Plans tab. Coming on down, these are the Keller Williams authored smart plans. There are 10 of them, and I want to highlight a couple of them to you because they are unique and they're great. They're tried and true. Look how many downloads they've had. Look how many reviews they've had. Your editing is limited on the KW authored smart plans, but that's because they're already like tried and true. They're made to plug and play. You don't have to go in and change a lot of things. But the big ones that are really popular that do well are going to be the biweekly neighborhood nurture right here and also monthly neighborhood nurture right here. What that is it is an automated email that can go out biweekly or monthly, depending on which one you get. It already has the content created. When you add a neighborhood to your contact in your command database and you set them up on the monthly neighborhood nurture or the biweekly neighborhood nurture, that consumer will receive an automated email full of content about that neighborhood, a market snapshot, the current listings, and neighborhood information like walkability or what's said about it, what the perks are. It's really great information. Again, it's automated and the content is already created for you, so it's great leverage. And again, monthly neighborhood or biweekly. Now, there are a couple of prep steps to setting that one up. So definitely check out our tip video on our YouTube channel called Monthly Neighborhood Nurture. And that one will walk you through the prep steps as well to get it set up. But that's something you can get going today, and start leveraging to your database. So also with the Keller Williams authored ones, there's a birthday smart plan and an home anniversary smart plan right here. There are a lot of smart plans back here that will say that they are birthday and home anniversary smart plans and even holiday smart plans. But guys, be careful because if you add all your contacts to them, everybody in your database today is going to get a birthday card, okay, in the email. Or you'll get call reminders to call everybody and tell them happy birthday. The Keller Williams authored smart plans for birthday and home anniversary are the only two that are properly coded to populate based on the actual date that you have saved for your contacts in Command. So if you have the birthday or the home anniversary saved on the contact profile in Command, this smart plan will trigger based on that exact date and will help you do it accurately. Okay, so be careful if you're grabbing any other birthday or home anniversary smart plans from back here, that are not authored by KW. All right. Coming on down, you'll see top rated smart plans as well as what's new. If you like to pioneer, there's a lot of new ones down here at the bottom that you can try out. And also for us here at Scott Leroy Marketing, you can come up here and search by author name and find our 28 smart plans that we have back here built for you. One of our newer ones, let me scroll all the way down here, is our farming roadmap right here. It's a 100-day smart plan for you, the realtor, to teach you how to begin farming an area and become a local expert. It's a really great one. So you'll want to check that one out. You'll also notice we have a lot of newsletters back here. Every month we publish a new a new newsletter smart plan for every month. You can come back here and grab it. The content's already created and it's a one-time email, and you can send that out to your contacts, or you can just email us and ask us to do it for you. Let us know what contacts you want it to go out to, and we can send that newsletter for you. We also can add that newsletter as a new blog every month to your KW agent website if you're looking to build content out there as well. So just let us know. And that brings us to the end of our class today, guys. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Again, if you're here with me live and you have any questions at all, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'll be happy to stay a couple of minutes and help get those answered for you. And if you're watching this back on recording and you have any questions, you can always reach out to us via email. And our email address is support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching.